Hello my Mahjong friends, welcome to Mah Jongg Class Clinic. In this clinic we'll be discussing the basics, tips, and strategies all about Mahjong as we play on I Love Maj. In this tutorial we're learning and discussing about switching hands. Specifically, we're going to talk about the 2, 4, 6, 8 category. I'm so glad you're here. Type in the comments or email any questions you have. I'll be sure to answer. Type in the comments below what you would have done different during play. And also, please make sure you share any topics you wish me to cover, whether it's the basics, a tip, or a strategy. I love sharing these videos with you. Before we get started, let's connect. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. These are great ways to support the Mah Jongg Class channel. Hit subscribe, hit like to let YouTube know that you love the Mah Jongg Class channel. Share with fellow Mahjong players so they can learn and grow also. Comment so that we can engage all about the Mah Jongg Class channel and videos and topics. And you can also give your thanks of appreciation by hitting the thanks button. And as always, you can email me anything you'd like to talk about Mahjong. My Mahjong has been generous enough to give us a 10% off code when you use the discount code Mah Class at checkout. That's MAHJCLASS. Featured today is the birdie green Mahjong mat with the birdie green tiles. They look spectacular together. The tiles have blue and green in them, just like the mat. It really looks so pretty together. Be sure to check out Oh My Mahjong, as they have dozens of mats to dress up your table. On most of the mats, they assist you with the core Mahjong rules, meaning you can never use Joker in the pair or the Roloro. They have that written on there for the Charleston. So it's a great helping tool during your game. And their tiles are just absolutely beautiful with the different colors. So check out their tiles, choose your favorite color. You choose your tiles. They also suggest a mat to go with it. Most of the mats will interchange with the tiles. And you can also look at their storage items as well as their accessories and entertainment items. Please use the code Mah Class at checkout to get 10% off your order and enjoy shopping. I love the website, Oh My Maj. It's such a beautiful site to shop on. Just go over there and peruse. Make your wish list. Now let's get on with our topic as we learn and grow all about Mahjong. Last week we talked about why you would need to switch hands, so please check out that video. I will list it in the description in the video below, and I will list a link to the video and why you would switch hands, and we went through each of the 9 reasons why. Today we're going to talk about what key strategies are needed to be able to switch hands. Again, check out the video prior about why you would switch hands. Be sure to look in the description notes for the links. The first thing you're going to do is, I always can't stress enough, is to understand the categories and how they work. And that means you have to memorize the 9 category titles and what you need to collect. This is a key part in switching hands. You need to understand the links between the categories and where you can move. The second thing, a good skill to have, is observation. And this comes right at the beginning of the game, finding your pairs to pick a hand. Remember, those pairs are 3 of a kind or power tiles. Then it goes to the Charleston, maybe seeing what tiles are being passed around and maybe how you can fit them into your hand or create a whole new hand based on those tiles. The observation then moves to your discards that people discard. Maybe you can figure out what hand they're playing, or from your perspective, how you can switch hands based on the tiles that are being discarded. And that also means with exposures. Maybe you have to change your hand because somebody has put up a certain exposure. So it's the key skill to being able to switch hands. And in addition, you have to be flexible. You have to see what tiles you pick up from the wall or during the Charleston that may offer a better hand. Let your hand grow and use your multiples to lead you to a specific hand. A lot of the times I stay very high at the category level and then I pick a hand. That leads us to number 4. Our final skill that we need to be able to have in order to switch hands is to be very patient. Let the tiles lead you to a category and then a hand. Try not to call right away because you kind of get locked into a hand and then you can't switch. I would make sure that your hand is set, meaning you're ready to call for each grouping when you start calling. If you're not sure of your hand, do not call. These are the 4 key skills I feel you need to have and to be able to switch hands. So practice them, and next week we'll talk about how to practice and learn. Now we're going to move on and talk about switching hands. I'm going to do this with tiles, and we're going to do 2, 4, 6, 8 category. Last week we talked about the 2025 category, so again, look in the description below and I'll have a link there. This week we're diving into the 2, 4, 6, 8 section and switchable hands for that category. We're going to break it down each week by category, and I'll show you how to switch hands over the next few weeks, category by category. So let's go and discover the 2, 4, 6, 8. Here we go. Today we're going to start off with the 2, 4, 6, 8 section and talk about switchable hands. We're going to start with line number 1, 1A of that line. It's all one suit, and I have it before you. A pung of 2s, a kong of 4s, a pung of 6s, and a kong of 8s. The set I'm using today and the mat is from Mah Jongg. You can purchase it through them at ilovemahj.com, and you can use my code Mah Jongg Class, Mahjong Class, to get 10% off. Their sets are beautiful. This one is 4 different colors, the purples and the pinks. It's just lovely. It's one of my favorite websites to go and shop on, and they have just beautiful sets and mats to dress up your table. Back to the matter at hand, we're doing 2, 4, 6, 8, and we're switching hands. So say you decide that you want to play the first line, and for some reason, maybe you don't get these 8s. So we're going to switch to a line within the grouping, and we're going to move down to line number 6, which requires opposite 8s. That's an easy switchable hand. I just took out 4 tiles, and these are the 4 replacing tiles. Another hand you can switch to is possibly consecutive run, line number 6. So again, maybe you've gotten 2 4s and maybe like only 1 6 or so. You can easily switch if you start pulling other tiles. Maybe you've pulled some dragons, and you can switch over there and just add the 3s. Again, this is all hypothetical of what you get, but I'm just showing you some switchable hands. And this also teaches you the hands, so it's good to go through. So now we have a pung of 2s, a pung of 3s, a kong of 4s, and the opposite dragons in pairs. So that gives you 3 options to use the numbers 2, 4, 6, 8. Now, of course, you can do the same 3 options using 6 and 8, the back end of it. So now we're looking at line number 1. This same hand would work if you wanted to change in the same category. Line number 5, if you were starting to pull some flowers. So say, again, maybe you didn't have some of these 8s, and you started to pull flowers. Your flowers would be in the front, and maybe you want to use the flowers. Go to line number 5. You need 3 flowers, a pair of 2s, a pair of 4s, a pung of 6s, and a kong of 8s. So this is if you were gaining flowers or you wanted to use your flowers, you didn't want to discard them. You can go from line number 1 to line number 5. If you were on line number 1 and you had 2 suits, so maybe you had your 2s, your 4s, and then your 6s and 8s were in a different suit, you can still move to consecutive run Let me show you how to get over there using the upper numbers. And you could do it with lower numbers, but I'm going to try to do it with upper. So you can go to consecutive run line number 6. You can get rid of the 2 and the 4, so it's not as easy as the first one. But then you have to fill in, you have 6, then you would need 7. You can use a joker. Remember, pungs and kongs are jokers. 6, 7, opposite dragons would be the green. And then you would also need 2 white. So this is a good way to teach yourself where you can go from 2, 4, 6, 8 to consecutive run. Let's move on to line number 2. Line number 2, whether you're playing 2A or 2B, you can move to consecutive run line number 2B. So we have 3 different suits here. Again, maybe you pulled some jokers or some different numbers. So we're going to move from line 2A to line 2B in consecutive run. Maybe you never got your flowers, so we have to take those down. So it would be starting with the number 2. You would need 2, the number 3, in the same suit. You could use the joker here. You need a Kong. Then you have the number 4, and then you wouldn't have these 8s, of course. You would have to have the number 5. And you need a Kong. So it might be not as easy, but at least you have a hand to switch to. I always say you want to have a recovery hand. And this allows you to recover to move consecutive run and collect 5s and 3s. And maybe you could make that hand. We started out with 2, 4, and equals 8. We took the 8s down and we kept the 2s and the 4s and got rid of our flowers. We didn't have flowers maybe. So you can still move to consecutive run. You also can move to consecutive run the 3rd line. So let's back this up to the original grouping of 2, 4, 6, 8. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, line 2, number A. We can move over to consecutive run, line 3, B. So this is if things aren't working out for you. So you're going to get rid of the 8s, and you have 2 and 4. We need the missing number in a different suit. So we have dots and bams. We need cracks, and we need the number 3, and we need a pair. And then we're going to use the flowers. We just need additional flowers or some jokers. And we need 4 flowers, a Kong of 2s, a pair of 3s, and a Kong of 4s. And we just moved over from the second hand in 2, 4, 6, 8 to the 3rd hand in consecutive run. Now let's set up for hand number 3 in 2, 4, 6, 8. Now we're looking at line number 3 and 2, 4, 6, 8. You have a pair of 2s, a pung of 4s, pairs of 6s, a pung of 8s, and a Kong of white dragons. Now maybe you're getting into a situation where your pair goes out. So maybe you don't have your pair. Well, you have these nice white dragons and you have a joker. The last 2 dot goes out. I would definitely call for the 2 dot because you don't want to give up on trying to make a mahjong. And you now have to recover. So you have the white dragons and 2s. And that fits nicely in the 20-25 hand. So you kind of rearrange your hand a little bit. And that's line number 2 with the 2s and the white dragons. You have a pung of 2s, so you've called for that. You have your 4 white dragons that are represented as zeros, and this is in the 2025 category, line number 3. And now you have to have a second suit with 2s and 5s. So again, maybe you had collected some 2s in a different suit. We'll use BAMs. And now you have to have the matching 5s in BAMs. And this will bring you to line number 2 in 2025, because that says only 2 suits. So you have your pung of 2s, your zeros, and then the other suit 2025. It is a bit of a stretch, but I'm just showing you recovery hands or switchable hands. When initially you needed a pair and that pair had gone out and you weren't ready to call Mahjong, you can move up to 2025. Let's move on to hand number 4. This is a fun hand, and we'll set that up. So we're looking at 2, 4, 6, 8, line number 4. You have 4 flowers, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 1 suit with 6s and 6s. This is another situation that you need all these singles, and if you're not ready to call for it, you're going to be in trouble. So a way to recover, a nice hand to go to, is line number 2 in any like numbers. You have a ton of flowers, and you can use jokers. And look at this, you have 6s in here also. So you can put these down and start collecting 6s, or use some jokers. That would even be better. And in that hand, you need a pair. So don't forget, this can't be your pair. Maybe make one of these your pair over here, and then when you're ready to call, you can make this your pair. So you have a Kong of flowers, a pair of 6s, a pung of 6s, a pung of 6s, and then you need another pair. So when the other final 6 crack goes out, you can call for Mahjong. So 4 flowers, 2 pairs that are split, and a pung of 6s. So you went from line number 4 to line number 2 in any like numbers. It's a great option for you. And I use 6s. Remember, you can use 2s, you could use 4s, 6s, or 8s, but they have to be the same. And moving to any like numbers is a great switchable hand for line number 4 to any like numbers in line number 2. Line number 5 we talked about a little bit already, going with line number 1, the 2, 4, 6, 8 hand. It's switchable. If you didn't have flowers, you could go to line number 1, the pung kong hand. And also we talked about in consecutive run, line number 6, adding dragons, if you pull some dragons, and then you would have to get the missing number of either 3 or 7 with opposite dragons. Excuse me, I think I said matching. And so another thing you could look at here in line number 5, if you had the 3 flowers and the 8s, this is a big jump, but I'm trying to just give you a recovery hand. You'd have to dump this middle and kind of recover somehow. So we're dumping the 2, 4, and 6, and you would have to start collecting a little run in 1 suit. So that would be 4, 5, 6. And then we would need the next suit, which would be 7 cracks. You can use jokers. So we have 3 flowers, a little chow, 4, 5, 6. We need a Kong of 7s and a Kong of 8s. So again, you're going from 2, 4, 6, 8, line number 5, using the flowers and the 8s, to consecutive run line number 4, using the flowers and the 8s and filling in the gap in between with a little chow 4, 5, 6 and the Kong of 7s. And this is only when you're trying to recover and you have to switch your hand, again, based on the earlier video where we talked about why we need to switch our hands. Let's move on to line number 6 in 2, 4, 6, 8 and find a switchable hand for that one. This hand is again found in 2, 4, 6, 8, line number 6. We did already talk about this hand, but let's take a look at it. We're looking at 3 different suits, and then we have 8s at the end in 2 different suits. So this is the most difficult part of the hand, is getting the 2 pairs. So if you could not get the 2 pairs, you're going to bail on this hand and immediately look in the same category for a replacing hand. And one that would be easily replaced is top hand in 2, 4, 6, 8, gathering 8s or using jokers to fill in the gaps where you might be missing tiles. So that was really quick. We couldn't use the pairs, or we didn't get our pairs, or somebody put an exposure up. We just jumped right up to the top hand in 2, 4, 6, 8. The other option is from the hand line number 6, we could possibly go over, jump a category and go over to consecutive run line number 6. So we're back looking at line number 6. Again, maybe we couldn't get these 8s because something happens at the table, but maybe we started pulling dragons. We can jump over there to consecutive run, and sometimes it is a little difficult to jump across to a different category, so you always want to stay within the category if you can. And then we would drop the 6s and maybe pull in those 3s again. We need a pung of 3s. And we would be able to make Mahjong and recover somehow. So we have 2, 3, 4 with opposite dragons. Moving on to hand number 7 in 2, 4, 6, 8. This one's a fun one. So we're looking at 2, 4, 6, 8, line number 7, and I chose 6s just to give you a different variation. And please remember that this can be done with 2s, 4s, 6s, or 8s. 6s are great to use because you can move around in multiple categories. However, do remember, and I'm pretty sure I told everyone, but if not, I'm telling you now, that 6s is the most popular number this year, so you might have a struggle if people are looking for 6s, because 6s are right in the middle. You need 6s in a lot of categories. So consider what number you're using, but if you have them, definitely use them because they'll be to your advantage because you can switch from 2, 4, 6, 8 to multiple categories. So let's take a look at that. The first category you can switch to, if you're struggling with 6s, is any like numbers, line number 1. You need 6s and 6s. You do need the matching dragon, so maybe you weren't able to get the opposite dragon. And then you need another pair of 6s in a different suit. So we have bams, dots, we need 6 cracks. And we need those single dragons, the soap and the green. So that was a quick switch to go from 2, 4, 6, 8, line number 7, to any like numbers. That same hand, you can jump clear across to 3, 6, 9, line number 3. We're using 6s, so we have 6s with the matching green dragons, with 6s with the matching white dragons. this was clear across to the other side of the card that we jumped to 3, 6, 9. Again, maybe you're getting a bunch of 6s and maybe you have to pay attention and maybe somebody's using all these dragons. So now your 6s are kind of done, but not just yet. Look in 3, 6, 9, line number 5. You can use 6s as the back end. You don't need these flowers. The beginning has to be the opposite suit. So we have dots and bams. We need cracks. And we need 3s and 6s and 9s in cracks. Yes, there's 3 pairs in here, but you never know what you're dealt or that you start picking up. You might have already started holding on to these 6s. So now you just have to fill in with the 3s and the 9s. This is hand number 5 in 3, 6, 9. And these are having like kongs of 6s. There's still one more hand. Remember we started in 2, 4, 6, 8, line number 7 with 6s. And you can take a look at line number 7 in consecutive run. Now, yes, that might be a little more difficult because you have to gain all the 6s. Remember, the pair has to match the kongs. So you have to get 5 numbers here in the row to make this hand valid. But again, maybe you have a bunch of 6s and you can collect around this pair. So we would need the number 5 and 4. So you have to have 5 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The pair has to match the kongs. That's just another switchable hand from 2, 4, 6, 8. So we had a couple switchable hands using the number 6s, and you might be able to switch to consecutive run using 2s, 4s, or 6s, or 8s. And you can switch to this consecutive run hand. Now you obviously couldn't go to 3, 6, 9, only 6s would work there. And don't forget, you can always switch to any like numbers using 2, 4, 6s, or 8s. So those are just some suggestions for line number 7. Now let's look at the final closed hand. And the problem with that is you would have no exposures for that hand. So it's hard to switch hands. But I would stay within the category with those 2s and maybe play a hand that has multiple 2s, just like in line number 4. So let's take a look at line number 8 in 2, 4, 6, 8. This is the concealed hand in 2, 4, 6, 8, line number 8. Now, obviously, this is a more difficult hand because you cannot call for anything, but I love playing these hands. And I also want to mention, don't forget to look at singles and pairs, line number 2. That hand works really well with opposite dragons, and we'll take a look at that in a second actually, because I want to tell you where you can switch to from that one. But you're playing 2, 4, 6, 8, and you're trying to do the concealed hand. And maybe you're struggling to get all these pairs, right? Because we can use jokers in the 4s, and remember they don't have to be 2s, they can be like pungs of 4s, 6s, or 8s. And so now you have to switch. So I'm sure you're collecting a bunch of a number, of an even number. So obviously you go to like numbers, but you also can move up within the category and go to line number 4. And that you only need a single 4, a single 6, and a single 8. And then of course you do need some flowers. But with those flowers, the nice thing is you can use jokers. You need 4 flowers. So you can easily go from a closed hand to an open hand. And again, maybe one of the reasons is all those pairs were difficult to get. And then maybe the final 4 was discarded and you really needed it. Well, then you can call for it and move up to the open hand. In the closed hand, you wouldn't be able to call for it. Let's take one final look at singles and pairs hand, line number 2, which is a 2, 4, 6, 8 hand, and see where we can move from there. going from that singles and pairs hand line number 2, which is before us, that's a tough one because you have like singles of everything. I'm thinking though, you want to go to an easier hand that you can start calling for things. And one of the easiest hands is one that doesn't contain singles or pairs. And you have 2 suits, so you really want to find a 2 suit hand. So maybe you want to move up to 2, 4, 6, 8 line number 1. That's a 2 suited hand. Or you could even try, depending, I guess, on what you're collecting in the hand, you could just try all 1 suit with the matching dragon, which is line number 3. But again, going for a concealed hand to an open hand is easier because you can call for everything. But sometimes it's quite the challenge because we have a lot of singles here. And so then we have to start gathering. But I guess which would make a difference is if you start getting those jokers. So obviously jokers are our friends and we want to be able to use them. But don't give up on the singles and pairs hand too fast. You can always discard a joker, especially if you're down to 1 or 2 tiles that you need, and the game still has lots of walls left. I would power through and try to play that singles and pairs hand, impress yourself and impress those you're playing with. It's fun to win different hands that you don't normally play. So let's complete this 2, 4, 6, 8 switching hands video, and we're going to head on over to I Love Maj, and we're going to give it a go on I Love Maj and play a few rounds. Next week we will looking into any like numbers and switchable hands there. I hope you'll join me, but let's head on over to I Love Maj now and we'll look at playing a little bit and see how many 2, 4, 6, 8 hands we can make. So now that we reviewed the 2, 4, 6, 8 category, we're going to play on I Love Maj and discover more about switching hands. Try to be flexible and observant and keep your options open, being flexible, and be willing to switch to another hand based on your discards and exposures or new tiles that you pick from the wall. Yes, it's often easier to switch within a section, but know how the sections work together and where you can go. I have offered you some possibilities, and I hope you'll tune in next week as we discuss any like numbers. Go on and learn at I Love Maj. Before we go there, please consider becoming a channel member of Mah Jongg Class channel. Take your love of Mahjong to the next level and join the Mah Jongg Class channel. While the content is free, you can decide to support the channel by joining. Go to the home screen, click join, and check out the 3 levels to choose from. As always, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, there are free ways to support the channel by subscribing, giving thumbs up for content that you enjoy, sharing the video with fellow Mahjong players, and commenting. I always love hearing from you. It's great to engage. Now consider becoming a channel member and continue your support for the Mah Jongg Class channel. Thank you everyone who already is a channel member. I truly appreciate your support and thank you for being here. You can also search on the home screen with the magnifying glass to find topics of interest. Whether you're looking to learn the basics, tips, or a strategy, please search the magnifying glass. If you do not find it, please email me or type a comment under one of the videos and I'll be sure to post your topic of interest. On I Love Maj, you can try out all of your skills about switching hands and use the code CB when you register so you can get an extra week free trial. They usually give you 14 days, we give you 3 weeks. Thank you to I Love Maj for our code and please use that at registration CB to get an extra week. Let's head on over there and play. On I Love Maj, we're going to play game launch and play with bots. Before we get in there, I just want to reiterate in the exercise room, head on over to what hand is that, and it's a great way to help you learn how to build the hands, and we can head there and launch that exercise. I just want to show you real quick, and they give you 2 groupings and then you have to tell them where it is and you have to click on the category. So we'll, for example, say it's in 3, 6, 9 and it's the hand with 4 flowers. Oops, it's not there. So if that's not correct, maybe any like numbers. So 4 flowers with 9s doesn't work. You have to keep understanding the card. Where would this fit? Consecutive run, 4 flowers. Yes, perfect. We'll click on that. And this hand also. And then I'll hit validate, and oops, we missed a hand, and it told us. It's a great way to learn the hands and how to switch. Once you go through these, you can write them down and keep a book for yourself on switchable hands. Also good defense in learning where your opponent, if they have this up, what hand they could be playing. So let's exit, and we're going to play with bots, official game, advanced, and launch.
First Charleston.
Sort by suit, look for your pairs, 7s and 3s, work in 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Or you can skip that, get rid of your 7s and just play low numbers. But I think I'm going to play 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So I'm going to get rid of all the even numbers. A west, a 4, a 2. A north, all even, a 4 and an 8. Let's sort by suit. I have 5, 7, 9, 3, 5. I think I'm going to continue because I'm not fully have a strong hand, so I'm going to push myself.
Second Charleston.
I'm going to get rid of the 3, the 5, and the west. A west, a south. Oh, and I picked up another 5. So we can play 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. I like that. I'm breaking up these 5s. There's also 5, 7, 9 with whites, but let's see if we get some 1s. We got it. How exciting.
Courtesy pass.
And nothing, so we can do 3 tiles. And we picked up a 9 and an 8 and a west. We're in the game.
West. 3 crack. South. 4 dot. 8 bam. 8 dot. 8 bam. 4 crack.
Oh, 1, 3. But then we need different 5s.
9 crack. West. 3 crack. 9 bam.
Nobody's playing those 3s.
3 crack. 8 bam.
Don't
7
need this
bam.
5 either.
8 crack. 4 bam. 5 dot.
So we're ready to call for our 3s, we're ready to call for our 5s, and we're ready to call for our 7s.
3
Problem
dot.
is we're missing the 1 bam.
9 dot. 2 crack. 6 dot. 4 crack. 3 bam.
Well, let's call it for a pung.
Call. 1 dot. 5 bam. 4 crack. 4 bam. Red. 5 bam.
Nope, not yet.
2 dot.
Need 5 crack.
6 bam. Call. 5 dot. 5 crack.
I'm gonna do it. Let's do a Kong.
Call. 1 crack. 1 bam.
Oh,
East. 8 dot. 5 dot.
we are 1 away.
Green.
We need a 7 dot.
4 crack. 4 dot.
And there it is, Mah Jongg.
Mah Jongg.
Boop, boop. This is the first hand in 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and that's just lovely. Make sure that when you finish a game, especially online, that you look at everybody else's hand. Now, if you're playing in person, you don't have to show your hand, and I would not recommend you doing that in person because people will get to know what hands you like to play. So congratulate the winner, verify it, and then just dump your hand. Do not dump your hand until you verify the winner. Let's look at everybody else's hand. Kurt was playing Winds and Dragons, line number 5, north and south, and he chose the odd number of 1s. So we were in a little bit of competition with him. Annie was playing 2, 4, 6, 8. She had flowers with 2, 4, 6, 8 with 2s and 2s. Ooh, she was 1 away. Amster was playing 2, 4, 6, 8, line number 7. With flowers, 6s, opposite dragons, and he had none of the other 6s and cracks. That's so interesting. Whatever. So that was a great game. Congratulations to us. On to our next game.
First Charleston.
Sort by suit. Look for your pairs, 3s and 7s and 1s. Oh, we're going to be playing these odds. Going to drive me nutty. So let's keep all the odds. We can get rid of a 6, a 2, and I'm going to go with this 7. A 2, a north, and a 4. Another odd, evens. A 7. Oh, we got our pair. Are we going to play that same hand again? I'm going to break these up. Continue.
Second Charleston.
A 7, a 2, and a red. We need the 5 crack. A north, a 5, and a 1. This is crazy. We're playing the same hand again. A 4, an east, and a 5. I'm going to keep this 7 in case we play high odds.
Courtesy pass.
All the 4s in the south. That's perfect.
6 crack.
And we got nothing. It's okay.
South. Red.
Oh, a flower. Let's get rid of the 1.
1 dot. 7 crack.
We can always switch to like numbers of 7s. We don't have enough 9s. I was going to say we could just call this and do 5, 7, 7, 9, but we need 4 because that's pung kong, pung kong.
9 dot. 1 dot.
Oh, another flower. We're going to have to change hands, I think.
7 bam. 5 bam. 4 dot. East.
9.
9 bam. South. 2 bam. 4 bam. 8 crack. West. 3 bam.
That's the first 3 bam. I'm going to let it go.
1 bam. West. Green. 4 bam. 7 bam.
Let's think about this. We have flowers. I would like to use some flowers. So we have, first thing, you should always look in singles and pairs, and that is line number 5 if we're playing odds. You know, we have all mixed, so that's not going to happen. We can play the bottom hand 1, 3, 1, 3, 5, 5. Or the upper numbers 2 flowers, 5, 7, 5, 7, and 9, which I just got rid of that 9, but I kind of like that one, the closed hand. We can try it with the upper numbers. Let's get rid of these 3s.
3 bam. 5 crack. 5 bam. 3 crack.
I think I got rid of the 9.
3 bam. South. 1 dot. 9 bam.
I'm looking at the bottom hand in 1, 3, 5, 7, 9.
1 bam. South. Red. 7 bam. 1 bam. Red. North. 1 crack. 6 crack. 7 crack.
There's 1 5 out.
Flower. 6 bam. 6 crack, east, 9 dot,
Oh boy. That's the second 9 dot. Oh, we need 9 bam.
4 bam,
2 9 bams are out. That might be a
3
challenge.
crack, call, 2 dot, call, north,
Oh, another flower.
4 dot, 8 dot,
Oh, I could have
west,
maybe played 3 flowers. 1 3 5 7 9.
8 bam,
Let's see how
call,
this plays
8
out.
crack,
No, lots of jokers to be had.
4 bam,
West.
west, east, 6 crack, 2 bam, north, east, green, 1 dot,
And nobody's playing wins. Oh, there's our 9.
7 bam, 6 dot, joker swap, 6 dot, 9 dot, 9 dot,
Oh, this looks
north.
so nice. We can get rid of a flower. We only need 2.
6 dot, 4 dot,
A 3. Oh, joker swap.
joker swap,
We are 1 away. How exciting. We need a 9 bam. It didn't go out, did it? There's 1 9. Here's 2 9s. We still need 1 more 9 bam.
flower, 9 crack,
Oh, I would love to make this hand.
green, green,
8 dot.
8 dot, soap, 9 crack,
Come on, 9 bam.
9 bam,
Yay! Oh, this is a lucky day for us.
Mah Jongg,
Woo-woo. Loving that hand. Perfect. So this is the bottom hand in 1 3 5 7 9, 5 7 5 7 9 in 3 different suits. How exciting! Let's look at everybody else. Ooh, Kurt was playing 2025, line number 1, 4 flowers, 2025, 2s and 2s. Remember, they don't have to be 2s and 2s, they could be 5s and 5s. Annie was playing 2 4 6 8, line number 1. She had 2 4 in the same suit and 6 8 in a different suit, so second half of that. Remember, switchable hands with that. Where else could she go? And then we have Amstead playing 1 3 5 7 9, line number 2, the pung kong pattern, 1 3 3 5. I'm so excited. 2 of 2. Let's start our next game.
first Charleston,
Sort by suit. Oh, some flowers and no other pairs, but we have a lot of 4s, 6s, no 2s though. Let's get rid of 5, 7, no 2s. And 7, we'll keep all evens. East and west. There's no east and west in evens unless we do, oh, we have a first pair, 4 6s. A 9, east and west. A 7. Oh, we got a 2. We can play, let's look at them. Not the first line, we have 3 different suits. The second line, 2 and 6 is 8. That's a stretch. 2 and 6 is 8. Let's try that, the math hand in line number 2. 2 plus 6 is 8. Or you can do 2 and 4 is 8. So let's get rid of this 4. Now we got an 8. Okay, let's continue.
second Charleston,
3 south. Oh, now we have 2 4 6 8 with 8s. Let's get rid of the white. Oh boy, it's just getting interesting now. I'm going to tell you, don't forget to look over at singles and pairs. You have 2 4 6 8 in one suit, 2 4 6 8 in the other. We can get rid of a 3, and we have to do 3. Or we can do 2 4 6 8 8 and get rid of this 8. Let's get rid of this 8 and this 4. Oh, I like this 8. We have 2 flowers. 2 flowers. 2 and 6 is 8. Let's get rid of the 4. Ugh, this is terrible. And this 8. And of course we got a 4.
Courtesy pass.
And we got the 4 back. I don't think we want it. Let's continue with these 3. South, 4, and west.
South.
Oh, we got the 8. So I'm looking at line number 6, which doesn't use our flowers, but we can also look at line number 2, where we have 2 plus 6 is 8, which that's shaping up.
Soap.
I didn't keep any winds because the winds aren't in 2, 4, 6, 8.
North. Flower. 8 crack. Soap. West. Green.
Now this is coming back again.
3 crack.
Always
9
organize
dot.
them by suit.
4 dot. 2 bam. 8 crack.
Oh, there goes our 2.
East.
2 dot. Isn't there 2 and 8? I think that's last year's card. Oh, there's 4 flowers. 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's see. Maybe we'll chip away here. I don't think we want this 2.
2 dot. 5 crack. 3 dot.
It'd be nice if we got some 2 bams, because then we
1
can
dot.
play 2 plus 6 is 8.
5 dot. 5 dot. Green. 8 bam.
There goes one of our 8s.
2 dot. 4 bam. Call. 7 crack.
Oh, good thing we got not playing
4
the
dot.
bams.
7 bam. Mah Jongg.
Oh, easy peasy for them. Oh, they played 5-7 with news 7-9 in 1-3-5-7-9, line number 7. Good for you. Congrats, Amstead. This was still coming together. He won pretty fast. I mean, I don't even think, did we even, let's see, show discards. We only went through 1 row. I mean, we had many, many more tiles. He won it pretty fast, so good for him. And Kurt was playing 2, 4, 6, 8, line number 4, all the flowers. We would have been, maybe could have got rid of this flower and got a joker. 2, 4, 6, 8, all the flowers, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 1 suit with 8 2s, 4s, or 6s, or 8s. Not sure which way he was going to go. He had 6s and 8s, so he could have went either way. It looks like he was going for 6s. And he was playing consecutive run, line number 2, pung kong, pair of pung of 1s, kong of 2s, a pung of 3s, and kong of 4s. She's missing all her 2s. Interesting. On to our next game. We're 2 for 3.
First Charleston.
Sort by suit. And we have no pairs, but we have some wins and dragons. We have 20, 25. Oh, we have 1, 2, 3 with dragons. That's the second hand. So we're going to stay in wins and dragons. Let's get rid of the 8, the 6, and the 5. Oh, we have another pair. The 7. Oh, we got a north. The 4. I'm going to break up these ones. Or we can play north and south, but we have east and, no, north and south with odd, yeah. So we could just play odd numbers. So we break up this 1, 2, 3. Kind of like the 1, 2, 3 with the wins. Let's get rid of east. Another east. All right, let's play the wins. Maybe we'll get a bunch of wins.
Second Charleston.
Let's go with the wins. We have 1s. 1s. Yikes. But it has to be north and south. I know there's other easts out there. Break it up. Oh, we're getting all the ones, so we're playing ones. Oh, we got the other north. Perfect. So north and south with 1. So let's get rid of the 4, the 5. And now we don't need these, but we can always switch over to like numbers. Maybe we only do 2? I guess we only do 2. Yeah, because we can always switch over to like numbers. So let's just pass 2. This is our last right.
Courtesy pass.
And we got a 7 and a 5. We're going to do 2 across.
5 bam.
Oh, we got the north. So maybe we're doing north and south. Ignore.
3 dot.
Oh, we got 2
Flower.
flowers. We're going to have to make a decision.
Call. 4 bam.
Oh, joker swap. Get those
Joker swap.
jokers. They're more valuable.
8 dot. 4 crack. 6 dot.
So north and south with 1s. We need 4 norths, 4 souths, a single 1, pair, and triple.
4 dot. 3 bam. 8 bam. 8 crack. 5 bam. 9 bam. Call. 7 bam. 9 dot. 2 bam. Joker swap. Green. 5 crack. Flower.
Nobody
3
wants
dot.
that other flower.
1 bam. 8 dot. 1 bam. 6 crack. 2 crack. Soap. 5 crack. 6 bam. 3 bam. 8 bam. 6 dot. 3 dot. 5 crack. 4 dot. Red.
Oh, nobody wants those.
7 crack. 2 crack. 5 crack. 1 dot.
Let's call for the pung.
Call. Soap. 2 crack. 9 dot. 6 dot.
Oh boy. Ah,
Red.
we
Call.
probably didn't need
4
to call
dot.
for this.
6 crack. 5 bam. 4 bam. 3 dot. 8
We
bam.
needed more jokers.
9 dot. 6 dot. West. Call. 4 crack.
Oh, maybe we get a west.
Soap. 6 bam.
4 dot.
4 dot. 3 crack.
It's nerve-wracking.
4 crack. Flower.
Oh, nobody wants those flowers. Let's get rid of it.
Flower. 6 crack. 3 crack. 6 bam. 5 dot. 9 dot. 8 crack. Call. 2 dot.
Oh, another joker up.
7 dot. 7 crack. Joker swap.
Oh.
South.
Bummer. Oh, we can't call it.
5 bam.
We need 4 of them.
2 bam. Mah Jongg.
Ah! Oh no! It's okay. Oh, look at all the jokers Annie had. Yikes. Congratulations to Amstead. He played East and West. Remember, I did say all those East were going around, so he kept them, and he played them with an even number. Congrats to Amstead. Annie was playing 9s with matching dragons in 369, and Kurt was playing 2, 4, 6, 8, line number 4, 4 flowers, 2, 4, 6, 8 with 8s and 8s. Oh, everybody was super close. We needed some more jokers, which we didn't have, but I was okay about that. I was hoping we can continue a little bit, but that was a good game. And let's look at the leaderboard. I got 2 and Amstead got 2, so we killed it today, the 2 of us. And so that was a great game. Very happy with myself to win 2 and 2 other close hands. I thank you for being here and watching, and I hope you learned some switchable hands for 2, 4, 6, 8. We had some good games today. Be sure to check out last week's video on 2025 switchable hands, and next week we're talking about any like numbers switchable hands. Tune in at Tuesdays at 6:30. Looking forward to seeing you, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to support me by giving me a thumbs up and adding a comment below. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night. Take care. Bye-bye.